definitely not what I wanted. So we want this is to transition camera test. So we're going to do this get player proxy. So we don't want is key down, we want is key triggered. And let's set the X key, X axis, yeah. Alright, so we're gonna grab the player proxy, grab this guy, and if false, we just go here. If true, we're going to call transition. Oh, what is it? What's it called? Transition to camera. Why aren't we seeing it? It's blueprint callable. Should be under camera. Well, then why can't I? Why can't I see it? It's totally right here. It's transition to camera. It's blueprint callable. Category is there. All right. Well, let's at least save this. So if the B key is true, we are going to call that function and transition to a camera. So let's just make sure we have it saved and compiled, and then we'll quit, and then we'll... Because something must have happened here where we didn't actually get the definition of this header file compiled out properly. Because transition to camera should show up. That's a public function on our player proxy actor that's blueprint callable. Like, it should show up in the list, and it's not. So let's take a look at the player logic stuff and see if we can actually grab that. Yeah, so something must have happened there where Unreal was not picking that up. So we're going to select the close-up camera, Transition time should be like 2 seconds. So let's see how that looks. That's the X action, so let's play it. Didn't work. Alright, well, let's see exactly why this is doing that this way. Alright, so that'll be the secondary weight should go from 0 to 1, secondary position. We'll get that in there. Secondary angle is what we want. And we'll print out the primary position as well. Alright, let's think about other things that might be causing this change. May also have had to do with we just weren't calling the correct thing there. We were calling camera data downward angle and camera data current position instead of secondary stuff. So it may be that it was actually right. We just weren't using the right stuff because of copy-paste errors. So let's see, what exactly happened here? The secondary weight went from 0 to 1. And the secondary position is definitely not being transitioned to. Okay, so the secondary angle is also not correct. Well, secondary angle we're not even printing out properly, so that's not really too incredibly concerning. So let's see, what is screwed up here is the positions are, the adjust factor is secondary position minus primary position. It's the primary position plus the adjust factor times the secondary weight. No, it needs to be the secondary weight times the adjust magnitude. Yeah, so that's just math error there. Because it was literally moving it up to 1 centimeter towards where it should go, and that's just not correct. It needs to move more than 1 centimeter. That's exactly what we wanted to do. Awesome. And now what we could do is we can have it be smoother. So how would we have it be smoother? Instead of going from 0 to 1, it should go from like, what would be a good way to smooth it out? Like we could just multiply it by itself, and that would make it basically start off slow and get faster and all that. And would be so make it start off slow and end at 1. So how would we make it arrive though? So I guess it would be like 0.9f. It'd be secondary weight minus 0.9f divided by 0.1. So that's going to go from 0 to 0.1. So it actually... Let's just see what multiplying it by itself looks like real quick. Because we're not transitioning cameras very often. I mean, I could just subtract 1.0 minus it, multiply by itself, I guess, to have it zoom in. So that was close. Set has that. We want the secondary weight, so we have to float the inverse equals 1.0f minus secondary weight. And we could have secondary weight minus equal inverse times inverse. So this is going to get really... It's going to go from 0 and then it's going to go all the way to 1. I think it looked fine how it was there. Didn't look that odd, so good enough. So I think we just take out all this garbage. So let's run it, make sure it works exactly like we want, and then call it good. And then I'll have to go to the store here. But that'll be the camera stuff all finished up then. So able to transition to other animation, other camera states and all that. I'm actually going to throw in another little piece here. I'm going to say if you trigger the Y action, then what happens is you can transition to the normal thing. So with the buddy perspective camera, transition time of 2. There we are. So I should be able to transition back and forth from my close-up camera to my non-close-up camera. And what is this bitching about? This. What's it still bitching about? Alright, there it goes. So I can go to close-up camera, I can go to far out camera, I can go back and forth. So there we go. That's our camera at work. You see there's some shadow map issues with that background, aren't there? Let me zoom out. You can see it. Yeah, this thing's casting a shadow on it. Because it's actually not that far away. Those mountains aren't mountains at all. Well, cool. Alright, I think we can update all that stuff, and then I'll have to sign off here for a while I go get, you know, stuff. I'll probably be off for a while, since if I'm already going to go to the store, I might as well, you know, like, get food and blah blah blah. So I think we're good. We got our camera switching properly, so let's check that in. Camera switching. It's just a model? What? Life and stuff, am I right? Damn. Alright, so we got that, so thanks for sticking around, and I'll probably jump over to Adam's stream for a couple minutes and see if he's doing anything interesting. So, if you're wondering who Adam is, he's the artist / designer working on this game, so you can go check him out. I think he's streaming right now. And I'll jump over there and see if he's having fun exporting stuff. So thanks for joining me, and have a good one.